Hi, you are listening to the Love and Money Podcast with Shakira. And today I'm going to talk to you about student loans. What is going on with student loans? So, as you know, federal student loans have been paused because of the pandemic. And they were paused by initially President Donald Trump, who paused them in March 2020 when it was announced that there is actually a pandemic going on. And so that has been extended by President Biden until September 2021. So this is August now. So it was set to expire in September, which is a month from now. However, something has happened since that time. And what happened is the Biden administration has decided to extend it again until January 2022. So that gives people roughly an additional 4 months. It's been paused for roughly an additional 4 months. So people who have federal student loans do not have to pay their federal student loans until January 2022, which is an additional 4 months from now. So this is a good thing. People are not required to pay on their federal student loans. They have additional time. They have time to focus on other things, such as their health and their family and their finances. However, this does not address people who have private student loans. And so, if you are in the White House and you're watching me right now, I would like for you to consider people who have private student loans and pause those loans also. So people have federal student loans and they have private student loans. Generally, this is a large segment of the people that have large student loan debt is your black and your brown people. And that is a result of all of the economic inequalities that people of color face. Other people they do have advantages, and so the burden of this generally falls on the black and the brown population. So if you're in the White House and you see me talking right now, I would like for you to add private student loans to this pause, and good job on extending the federal student loans. That's a good thing. So, as you know, there are 45 million people who are in student loan debt. That's 45 million people, and they owe $1.7 trillion. Now, because of the fact that federal student loans are in a pause, that means not only do you not have to pay the federal student loans, but interest is not occurring. So, for the people who have not been hurt by the pandemic, there are a large segment of people who have not been hurt. This makes it easier to pay off the student loans because there is no interest occurring. So, say for example, you have a $400 bill, a $400 payment. So, you make that $400 payment and you're actually paying $400 instead of paying $300 because there's no interest. See what I'm saying? So usually the interest will wipe out the majority of the money that you're paying. So with the interest, it's like no matter how much you pay, it's going to make it harder to pay it off. So the fact that there's no interest with this pause, it makes it easier for people to get some headway on paying off their student loans. And some people are deciding to continue to pay their student loans, knowing the fact that there's no interest, knowing the fact that this makes it easier for them to pay it off. And so that's what they're doing. So I just wanted to come in and let you know what's going on with the new laws that are being passed, um, as it relates to student loans, federal loans, private loans, and the new extension that just transpired, giving about a 4-month breathing room for people who are in student loan debt. So that's what's going on with student loans. Like I said before, the new date is January 2022. And if you decide that it would be easier not to pay the federal student loans, they are allowing you not to pay. And that's an additional 4 months breathing room. However, like I said before, if you have private student loans, they still want their money. They don't care what's going on. They don't care if we're in the middle of a pandemic. They don't care if you lost your job. They want their money. And so some uh, private loans, they will work with you if you give them a call, if you let them know that you're having financial hardship. Some will work with you. Since it is private, they aren't as likely to give you a forbearance or economic hardship or a deferment like the federal would. However, they would more likely do something like reduce the payment. So, say for example, your payment is $400, then they would work with you and reduce the payment to $114. Irregardless, the private sector, they still want their money. They are willing to work with you if you reach out to them and if you give them a call. And so, this is what is going on as it pertains to federal student loan debt and private student loan debt. The new date, January 2022. So, this is a Love and Money podcast with Shakira. If you like this podcast, please share it with one other person. And please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the algorithm. Thank you for listening.